communicating my curiosity and my enthusiasm about discovery. The Son of Man has no place to rest his head. Christ made manifest in the homeless, the exile, the outcast, the marginalized, the broken, the exhausted, the demoralized, rejected, the hurting ones, those we have such a difficult time seeing in ourselves. The life of Christ is that which said, look, the religious folks and the emperors have gone.
Now you know I see the light.
A life well lived, a life well examined, deeply examined, because when we examine our own lives, we are examining the life of Christ. We are examining the life of God. We are coming into grace and compassion for all of the hurt and all of the hate, and realizing that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are that great I am. I am the Son of God, and so are you. I will enter your gates with thanksgiving on my lips. I will enter your courts with praise. I will enter your gates with thanksgiving, oh Lord. I will enter your courts with praise. There have been many people like myself throughout history who have been abundantly confounded by life's circumstances and what can be such a despairing internal experience. When I declare my allegiance, my connection, my unity with Christ, and when I acknowledge that Christ life as it was lived through the one that we call Jesus, it is an irrational move. When I begin speaking in parables, when I begin proclaiming my unity with God, it's a social signal. When I begin speaking in parables, when I begin speaking of the eternal, when I begin speaking about God, I'm sending out a social signal. I'm telling you, I'm no longer of this world. You know, religion and spiritual practice are ubiquitous, but not everyone sees the Son of God and says, the life of Jesus represents that which can no longer lend itself, that can no longer give itself to the deep fuckery of the times.
Labor and the expression of worth.
The life of Christ is that which said, look, the religious folks and the emperors have gone fucking mad, and we're going to do something that is
Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe.
loving. We are going to turn inward. We're going to remember the living, breathing heart of God, the true nature of reality. We are going to come home to God together. We are going to remember the one life. No matter what church says, no matter what state says, no matter what empire says, no matter what mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and friends and children and wives say.
Do you know what it's like to give everything you have and to still come up short in the eyes of others?
Move on with forgiveness deep within your heart. Move on with the courage to make that new start. Move on. Move on.
There is nothing to brag about in it. It is just an exhaustion that comes upon us. It is an acknowledgement of the illness of our people and the illness that I share with my people, the people of the earth, all of the people. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I held my breath for quite some time, and I held my tongue for longer. I perpetrated self-hate crimes, but now I'm feeling stronger. I say now, when I say that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that represents to me a metaphysical understanding of how this world works. If I try to save my life, I lose it. The last will be first, the first will be last. Whatever I've done to the least of these human beings, I've also done to my Lord. Jesus is the one who says you can no longer externalize your guilt. You can no longer blame others. You can no longer scapegoat. You can no longer shit list. It doesn't work because you're only pointing that accusational finger at yourself. It's like a release of logic. Also, there is, in this day and age, a transcension of the logic and a transcension of plurality. You might check out Ken Wilber's work in his Spiral Dynamics.
Ken's voice was there to reassure me that I was in process, and that process of awakening was educational in variety. We transcend the rational, we integrate the rational. We transcend plurality, we integrate plurality. Truth is nested, the map is not the terrain. His spiral dynamics model and his 4 quadrants model helped me to see more clearly that cosmic vision. I'm sure you know what it's like when the Lord puts someone in your life, an author, a writer, someone who is speaking out about truth as they understand the truth. I love how that happens. So Ken's work was speaking to me of what the Lord had already shown me in so many ways. And isn't that sweet when it happens like that? We're no longer looking for authorities to speak to us, but the message is rising from within us, and it still can be taught from the outside, and we're open with beginner's mind. Anyway, this is how the great awakening happens in us.
The orange rational and the green plural, and then what it's like to kind of get over ourselves. As above, so below. The evolution of the human consciousness is the same as the evolution of your consciousness. And if you begin studying the human condition and getting some kind of grip on the history of humanity, even though all of that is changing.
This book by Jonathan Haidt, I believe, worked in tandem with the Integral Life Practice book that I just shared with you, Why Good People Are Divided by Politics and Religion. Jonathan Haidt is a self-proclaimed atheist, I believe. However, he has this really cool map for morality, a logical, a rational understanding of the 5 pillars of morality, which he calls the moral foundations theory, which really brought a lot of grace. It was another way for me to understand where people were and how people were and how we think about morality. And of course, how we don't think about morality. He also wrote another famous book called The Happiness Hypothesis. There's an elephant and a rider. Check it out. This is one of those reads that might help you in your transcension of the rational, the orange stage.
It's good to take a look and to have a framework, even if you need to change that framework along the way. And that's really what my Labor and the Expression of Worth project is about, and the Travel and String Camp. Just these ways of communicating where I've been and the education that I've received. It's not to tell you that the education that I have is the one that you have. It's about communicating my curiosity and my enthusiasm about discovery. And I believe it is that which we might call the abundant life. A life well lived, a life well examined, deeply examined, because when we examine our own lives, we are examining the life of Christ. We are examining the life of God. We are coming into grace and compassion for all of the hurt and all of the hate, and realizing that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are that great I am. And that is what Jesus was saying. He was saying, I am the Son of God, and so are you. This was the realization that he was moving us into. He had no intention of bringing another religion, although he knew we would do that, because that's what we do, and we've been doing it for a very long time, apparently. maybe even longer than current history and anthropology tells us.
Jesus didn't come to start a new religion. He came to plant a tree. He did not come to start a new religion. He came to plant a seed. Every time I walk away from the Spirit of life, I come to believe that he did not come to start a new religion. He came to plant a tree. La da dee da 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 da. Oh la da dee la da da dee da da. Ooh, no, he didn't come to start a new religion. He came to plant a seed. Move on, even though your heart is broken into. Know that what you're looking for can't be handed to you. Move on. Move on.
For a very long time, apparently.
Labor and the expression of worth.
Now you know I see the light in you.
You have redeemed my soul from the pit of emptiness. You have redeemed my soul from death. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, Lori. Lovers of the Word, learn to labor and to wait. Longfellow. You too can be famous from the comfort of your own home. All you need is your third eye on that cellophone. Do your dance, write your meme, become the guru on the people's screens. Take your camera to the woods, Amazon's consumer goods. All labor is profitable.
This cutaway model of Montezuma Castle. On the top floor, the elderly village lookout keeps his solitary vigil.
'Cause it's a fine line for me that runs in between determination and frustration. It's like trying to find a way to unwind that does not threaten my station. I've been permanently scarred, I've been feathered and tarred for declining the world's invitation. Been declining the world's invitation. Move on, move on. Sometimes that's all that's left to do. Move on.
Called my mama on the telephone. She said, son, I know you. I know you're feeling all alone, but you're not, I'm telling you. No, you're not, I'm telling you. I held my breath for quite some time, and I held my tongue for longer. Perpetrated self-hate crimes, but now I'm feeling stronger. So now I'm feeling stronger. I held my breath for quite some time, and I held my tongue for longer. I perpetrated self-hate crimes, but now I'm feeling stronger. I said now I'm feeling stronger.
Hey, oh, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, hey, hey. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, won't you take me over Jordan, then take my people over Jordan.